Well, that was a very eventful day on Capitol Hill. I don't think anyone was expecting this because most people just assumed that with everything going on with President Trump going to Capitol Hill, everyone kind of just assumed that President Trump was going to sign the Road to Housing Act, which, for those that don't know, this was supposed to be one of the biggest pieces of legislation surrounding housing since I think the 1990s. And it surprisingly passed both the House and the Senate. So a lot of people just assumed with Trump going to Capitol Hill and saying he's going to sign the bill, everyone just thought nothing crazy is going to happen. Well, at the 11th hour, he said, no, we're not signing the bill right now until they pass the Save America Act. Yeah, this is real. President Trump is now saying this Housing Act, which I should mention, by the way, it's not the greatest thing ever. It's not necessarily bad. There are some good parts in it that I think most people do support, but it's not this earth-shattering thing where it's going to single-handedly save the market. It does some good stuff here and there, but really, it's not as big of a deal as some people are claiming. But either way, a lot of people just thought, okay, we finally got it through the House. We got it through the Senate. In fact, I'm pretty sure Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, she even said Trump was going to sign this piece of legislation. So everyone just thought the saga was done with. We're moving on. Nope. At the 11th hour, President Trump put out this statement. Today's housing news conference and signing is hereby canceled until such time as we pass the desperately needed Save America Act, which I consider to be a national emergency. He posted on his Truth Social account. So yeah, at the 11th hour, like an hour before Trump was going to show up, he said, yeah, it's canceled. We're not signing this until we pass the Save America Act. It was not immediately clear whether he still plans to sign the housing bill or veto it. And Trump did not address the bill at all in comments to reporters after meeting with Republican senators on Capitol Hill for lunch. So we don't know for sure if he's going to actually veto it. I highly doubt it. Maybe he just waits until the last second, then he passes it, or he signs it, I guess. Maybe that's what he's going to do here. Apply some pressure to Senate Republicans to do something about the Save America Act. Maybe. But it is a very interesting gamble on Trump's part here. The housing bill, again, it's not the greatest thing ever. It's not perfect. It doesn't solve every problem. It is still, relatively speaking, a decent enough bill that does good stuff. There are some concerns with it, but based on what we know about it, it seems fine. It does some good stuff. It's stuff that I support, and most people do also. So it is a very popular piece of legislation. But at the same time, the Save America Act, you could argue, is even more popular because it is. Every poll on the Save America Act, every poll conducted shows the same thing. 90% of people support voter ID. Even Democrats support voter ID. Proof of citizenship, an 80-20 issue. All these issues, when you ask people, it's 90-10, 80-20, even among Democrats. So Trump is kind of, he's gambling a lot here because, yeah, the housing bill's popular, but so is the Save America Act. You would think this would be a common sense proposal. We pass the housing bill and the Save America Act. But, of course, Democrats don't want to do that. Gee, I wonder why. But not just Democrats. We're talking about people on the Republican side that don't want to pass literally a 90-10 issue, something their base is begging for them to pass. And these dumbasses, they refuse to do a damn thing about it. Republican leadership insists they do not have the vote to pass it, given Democrats' strong opposition and unwillingness among Republicans to get rid of the legislative filibuster. This is just stupid. First of all, who cares what Democrats say? And secondly, the problem is not the average Republican in the conference. It's really like 4 or 5 people. You have Tom Tillis, Mitch McConnell, Bill Cassidy, Murkowski, and Collins kind of. Again, she has an excuse, but she's a team player. It's really those four. And none of them have an excuse. But nope, they're all saying, we can't pass this no matter what. We're going to block it because principles, because God knows what reason they're giving now. It is insane. In fact, Tom Tillis is going around behind closed doors allegedly saying the Save America Act is unpopular. Voter ID would hurt Republicans. What the fuck are you talking about? It is garbage. That's what they're pushing. The problem is, it doesn't matter if the entire conference wants to get rid of this thing, or maybe not get rid of the filibuster, but maybe get around it. It doesn't matter. You have 4 Republicans. No matter what you say or do, you give them everything they want, and they're going to say, no, we can't pass it. And John Thune is failing miserably. He's not a leader. I have no clue what he's trying to accomplish here. He's a good guy. He's trying. I get it. But dude, you're the leader. You're in charge here. Get your whip to do something. Well, like what? Your job is to pass legislation. But nope, they keep playing this game, and we're still nowhere near passing a 90-10 issue. Imagine if this was a Democrat presidency, by the way, and we're talking about a 90-10 bill. I guarantee you, every Democrat would vote for the piece of legislation if it was a Democrat proposal that was a 90-10 thing. And I guarantee you, on top of that, there would be like 5 or 6 Republicans that would vote yes on it because it is such a popular piece of legislation. Hell, probably the entire conference would vote for it. It is crazy, but that's the reality of it. Trump's decision to cancel the signing ceremony for the housing bill that passed the House and Senate this week with huge bipartisan majorities will only add to the tension between the White House and Senate Republicans. I don't care, and I don't think Trump cares either. He knows what's the point. What's the point of working with Tom Tillis? He's been knowing everything, and John Thune, he does not know what he's doing. Seriously, you tell Tom Tillis to get off his ass and actually work with us. Bill Cassidy, same thing. Throwing these temper tantrums because they refuse to be team players and Trump forced them out. And now they're throwing a temper tantrum on a 90-10 issue. It is insane. But President Trump, that's why he's gambling everything on the Save America Act. If you want to pass this housing bill, which, yeah, people support, you got to pass the Save America Act. This is the last bit of leverage Trump would theoretically have. Because, yes, both the House and Senate passed it with big majorities. That's true. But here's the thing. If Trump does actually veto this, will there be enough Republicans to override it? Maybe in the Senate, but in the House? I don't think so. And that's the issue these idiots are not understanding. Trump has the leverage here. Yeah, it's risky as hell, and this is a very popular piece of legislation. That's true. But so is the Save America Act. It is even more popular. The base wants it even more. I just cannot believe that Trump has to do all this nonsense just for these idiots to even comprehend he wants them to pass it. No matter how you do it, attach it to the bill. Make a deal. All right, Democrats, you want your housing bill? We support it. But if you want it to pass, you got to pass the Save America Act. How is this a controversial take? It's 2 90-10 issues in one. Maybe not the housing stuff, maybe it's 70-30, whatever. It's a 90-10 and 70-30 issue in one piece of legislation. It does a lot of good for the country. Why don't you propose that? Why don't you try? Why doesn't Tom Tillis try that type of bipartisanship? His bipartisanship is give Democrats everything they want and then some, and we get nothing. That's a bipartisanship that people like Tom Tillis and Bill Cassidy, they've used for years now. But the one time Trump is telling them to use actual bipartisanship, we get something, you get something, everybody wins. Instead, they throw a temper tantrum. It's just strange. All Trump is saying is just attach this piece of legislation to it. Make Democrats vote against the housing bill and the SAVE Act. That's all you have to do. Make people realize even further that, yeah, these people are nuts. It is just wild. It is crazy that Trump has to do all of this. And they still really don't want to do it. They fight this much over a 90-10 issue because it's Trump that wants it. Senate Majority Leader John Thune laughed when reporters asked him about Trump canceling the signing. I just heard that. I guess I would say at this point, I don't have any observations about that, he said. House Speaker Mike Johnson of Louisiana defended the president's decision to hold up the housing bill as leverage for the Save America Act. He has a window of time before he has to sign it, and he's going to use a little bit more of that window of time, and we're going to get through this together, the speaker said at the House Leadership News Conference. And Mike Johnson understands what Trump's doing here. Thank God. House leadership, they have issues, especially having to deal with Thomas Massie, but they understand what time it is. They know what Trump's doing here. Yeah, they understand, yeah, we have to actually pass a popular piece of legislation that the base wants. And we'll also pass this housing bill that everybody supports also. Make it a real bipartisan effort. Mike Johnson gets it. These morons in the Senate and some of the House, the rank and file in the House, most of them get it, but some of them are just dumb. They don't understand he has leverage here. He has all the leverage in the world to make the House and Senate go back and pass both at the same time. That's what he's trying to do here. Now, will this succeed? I don't think they're going to pass it. All that's going to happen is we're going to expose how utterly useless the Republican majority is, especially in the Senate. Everyone knows this by now. Obviously, they're all pretty useless. But Trump is trying to get both done. And you're getting dumbasses like this that's called a shit show, and they say Trump is trying to keep the spotlight focused on him. This is the garbage Trump has to deal with, by the way. This right here. He's trying to pass the Save America Act. How is it hard to comprehend? And if it doesn't pass, he's going to probably still sign it. I don't see a world where he does veto this bill. I just don't think he does. But man, he could just, try. He has like 10 days to sign it. So why not just try? Try to make a deal at the last second to get a real bipartisan consensus on an issue like this. Wow. It's funny that Trump, of all people, is actually trying to get real bipartisanship done. Yes, the housing bill contains a lot of good stuff, but also we can include stuff we really want in it. We can include voter ID. We can include other stuff like that. Why not? These are 90-10 issues. When you ask people individually, it's all 90-10. Relaxing zoning laws, 90-10. Fixing up our cities, 90-10. All these issues are 90-10 issues combined. Every one of them. Proof of citizenship, same thing. But man, Republicans, for some reason, they don't even want to comprehend this. They don't even want to try. They just really think that we cannot pass this because Democrats say so. Meanwhile, we can pass whatever they want to pass. Really? And of course, we get a little say on it. Most of the time. It's crazy to me that Trump is fighting this hard and people like John Thune, Bill Cassidy, they're dumb. They don't understand what Trump's doing here. In fact, Bill Cassidy, he's trying to block the Save America Act. He got into a fight with Trump earlier today. It was pathetic like usual. We shall see what happens, but I am hoping Trump holds the line here. I get why he's not going to veto it, but I hope he tries here. Like, hey, we got 10 days to try to get a deal done. Maybe we can, maybe we don't. We'll see. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.